Hello, everyone. It's William here at Allegory Gallery, and I hope you're all doing well out there. For all of you who may not have seen, we're sorry if you didn't see us yesterday. Well, you wouldn't have seen us yesterday. We were on the road all day long. We were on the road, and many of you have heard us talk about this pewter line that we might be acquiring. Well, we did it. So we were on the road all day yesterday, driving, packing up, moving things. So we acquired the pewter line. It is now in our possession. We have a lot of inventory to work out and to go through. We are hoping that we're going to have all that inventory ready for the Great Bead Extravaganza this weekend. Now, that's asking a lot because if you would have seen, like we have a Dodge Grand Caravan, it was packed full, packed full. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Hundreds of part numbers. And luckily, we have the rights to the digital assets, meaning the pictures that have already been taken of this line. So we will probably, well, we will definitely be using those to get started with. We'll probably take more of our own pictures as time goes on, but we're going to, try to work hard to get this online and get everything up and running and available for purchase, actually, hopefully, during the Great Bead Extravaganza. That's my goal. I spent the day here at the store working on a few things and also trying to organize some of those digital assets and get things together. So we're working hard on it. We've posted a few teasers in both the Great Bead Extravaganza group and our Facebook page. Today, for the first time, I posted on our on our company, the Allegory Gallery Facebook page, and kind of did those same teasers that all of you in the Great Bead Extravaganza already saw. So if you have not seen them yet, please check that out. But we have a lot of cool stuff, And because we purchased the line in full, we also have the molds and masters to make more. So we plan to go into production on these. We have a lot of the stock already available. And like I said, we'll be putting that in the online store very shortly. But we can also mass produce these. If you are the owner of a bead store, we are hoping to start wholesaling them as well. So if you are an owner of a bead store, please, if you're interested, I know you haven't seen them yet, but once you do see them, please feel free to email us. I put the email here, info@allegorygallery.com. That email you can send us and let us know if you're interested in wholesaling with us. Like I said, it's going to take a little while though, because we still have to do some more traveling and meet some of the makers and the platers and get all that sorted out. So we will have stock for sale for retail, and that is going to be coming up as soon as I can possibly do it, hopefully for this weekend. I'm going to be spending probably some long nights doing this, and it's going to hopefully be ready. We'll let you know during the announcement on the during our presentation on the Great Bead Extravaganza. We will let you know if it's available. I may only get part of it up and we'll let some of it be available. My goal though is we always offer a discount during the Great Bead Extravaganza, and I'm hoping to get this pewter line started off maybe with a nice discount and get it included in the discount things. We'll see. I really have to go through and look at costing and all that just to make sure that we can do that. But we're probably going to be working on that too. So let me see who's here. We have lots of people tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please hit that share button. Please hit that like. If you're on YouTube, thank you for being on YouTube. Thank you for watching us there. Please subscribe and let your friends know we're on YouTube. So join us on YouTube. We're trying to make that transition out there. I know a lot of you already know this. Hello, Michelle. Diane was just looking to see if we were here today. We are. Hello, Susan. Hello, Suzanne. Hello, Marianne. Hello, Melanie. Good to see you here. Hello, Sarah. Thank you for joining in. Norma is here with us again today. Thank you so much. Susan, let's see here. June, thank you for tuning in with us, June. Susan says, congratulations to us. Thank you so much. We're excited. We are very excited about this. It's going to be kind of an entirely new future, I think, for us. Being able to wholesale is going to, oh, I have a box about to crash beside me. Going into wholesale is going to be something a little bit different. We wholesale our wooden pendants already, just not at any very large scale. But we're hoping the pewter line is going to be something that's going to be a much larger scale for us. So that's exciting, very exciting. Let's see, Amanda is tuning in with us. Thank you so much. Terry says those are going to be so exciting when you get them all listed. I think so too. They're beautiful, really, really beautiful. So I'm super excited about them, and the fact that we now own a line, which is incredible. And it's also something that Andrew, of course, can sculpt new pieces and add new pieces to them as time goes on, or we can, you know, have people design for us and add new pieces to the line. So that's really exciting. It's not just a line that's going to, you know, sit and be stagnant once we get it into production. We'll actually be adding new pieces to the line. Marianne says, only need 273 subscribers to get to 1,000 on YouTube. Yeah, we're working up there. I tuned in today and we had a bunch more. I think it's because we did the giveaway. We're doing the giveaway in the Great Bead Extravaganza group. So if you haven't seen that, go in there. There's still time to win that giveaway. I think Andrew posted we're going to be claiming a winner tonight at midnight. So I think that's what he said. I hope that's what he said. I don't think it was, no, it wasn't last night because he just posted it last night. We just got home close to midnight. So tonight at midnight, I think we're going to pick the winner randomly. We're going to use a random number generator and we'll just randomly pick a winner from that, from all of you who answered that and have subscribed to the YouTube channel. Remember, you have to subscribe. We're going to try and verify that. And because we need the subscriptions, everyone. We're trying to get to 1,000. Marian says she's done the math, 273 to go. Yeah, we crossed over the 700 number, which was amazing. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please go over to YouTube and subscribe for us. Let me post that up here really quickly. There we are, youtube.com/allegorygallery, just like everything else, /allegorygallery. Hello, Diane. Good afternoon. Sarah's saying, what is the line called? We haven't made a name yet. So right now it's the AG pewter line is what I've been calling everything. But it will be our exclusive pewter line. Hello, Nancy. Thank you for tuning in. Let's see. Janice just got home from an 11-day hospital stay. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you're doing okay. Glad to be home. I bet, right? Suzanne says, new haircut. Yes, just got my haircut this morning. Got a trim, got everything trimmed up, left this pretty long, which I like. Gives me some more stuff I can do with it. So yes, thank you. Thank you for noticing. Let's see. What else is going on? Melanie says, sounds so exciting. It is. We're super excited. Susan says, curious if I may ask, what is a random number generator? Random number generator is, I just go to Google and type in random number generator. You put in a number 1 through whatever. So 1 through 50, for example, if we have 50 comments, we count the number of comments that have done what we asked them to do in the description. So make sure you read that, because you have to do more than just subscribe, right? In order to be applicable to win. We count up the number of comments, and we put in a number 1 through 50, for example, if there are 50 comments, and we hit go, and it throws up a random number. It might be 25, it might be 26, it might be 37. And then we go through and we count down to whatever comment number that is, and that's the winner. So that's the random number generator. And that's how we do a lot of our things. That way it's out of our control. We don't do any of the picking. We just count the number of comments that are applicable to win. We throw it in the random number generator and it tells us what number has won. That way it's totally out of our control. People can't say we're claiming favorites or people who order the most or whatever. So it makes it fair for everyone. It makes it very fair for everyone. And anyone can play with the random number generator. It's a good thing if you ever need to pick something and you don't want your own bias in it. So you just go to Google and do random number generator and you'll see it. Yeah, so what else is happening with everyone? Not only yesterday, this was a surprise to us. So not only did we pick up a pewter line, but we picked up like a boatload of new Czech glass. I'm letting the cat out of the bag. I don't know if I should have said that yet. I don't know if Andrew has plans, but we got a bunch of new Czech glass. Much of it has to be gone through and kind of checked and all that, but we got a lot. And so that, if you love Czech glass, there are probably literally thousands of strands of Czech glass that we're going to be adding to the online store. And not only did we get Czech glass, we got a few other things in there as well. We got some Indonesian glass. We got, I don't know, there's a lot. We got a lot. So that too has to be gone through and inventoried and priced and costed out and all that good stuff. So probably, hopefully starting next week, we'll see. Maybe starting next week, I'll be doing some lives on the new Czech glass. That's the goal. We're trying to push right on into this because, you know, we've spent the money now, and now we got to make it back. So all of you who have purchased with us recently to help us acquire the pewter line, thank you so much. That was able to make the down payment on that. So we of course are on a payment plan for that. So we are working hard to continue that, and we're hoping that the pewter line helps itself pay itself off. That's the goal, right? And also the Czech glass. The Czech glass should easily pay itself off and help with the pewter line. So we hope you like everything. Nothing like being completely honest about how things work here, right? But yeah, that's how things go. And you know, you are our core group of people who watch these, and we like to keep you posted of what's happening. So we are going to continue to have, you know, a lot of new things coming out, and we definitely want you to know that, you know, we still need your support. We've gotten the line right, but we need to be able to produce the line. We need to be able to completely pay off the line. So it's a lot of things that we have up in the air right now. So it's very exciting. It's a little bit anxiety inducing at times too, especially for me. But yeah, you all really helped us. Like I said, we were able to make that down payment, and we appreciate all the support you've been showing us, whether that's through a like on our page, or a comment or a share. Those shares, you know, I always say sharing is next to purchasing. Sharing is the next best thing. If you can make a purchase with us, of course, that is amazing. But if you can't make a purchase, hitting that share button, that helps, especially if you share it publicly. If you change it from a private or friends only to a public share, that's really good for any business you're trying to support. I highly recommend making them public instead of private or friends only. And that's because if somebody comes to your timeline or happens across your stuff and you have things set to friends only, people out in the world aren't going to see it, right? So if you set them to public, just be sure once you turn one post public, all your posts after that are going to be public unless you change them back. That's the way Facebook works. It's maddening sometimes. But if you are mostly posting only friends only, if that's your default setting, if you change it to public for us to share, please also remember that you have to change it back. Or the best thing to do really is to share it and then go in and alter those settings. And then that way it'll only alter that one post. But I like to let people know that because sometimes people don't realize and they start sharing everything publicly, and that's not what they want. And we don't want you to do that either when you don't want it to do that. So yeah, but those public shares, next best thing to making a purchase. And sometimes depending on your own, you know, how many friends you have and your audience, a share can be worth even more, especially if it's like you're making a one-time purchase. That's wonderful, but sometimes a share can be worth a lot. So we really do appreciate it. Like I said, whether it's a like, whether it's a share, whether it's a purchase, whether it's helping round up people to subscribe to our YouTube, like a few of you out there have been doing, and we appreciate that. just getting the word out that we are here and all the, kind of cool things that we have for you. At least we hope you think they are cool and nice and beautiful. Let's see here. What else is going on? And Brooke says, I should probably adopt that philosophy for the beads I've bought. Need to make jewelry to make the money back, right? Yeah, it's always a good thing. It's always a good thing to make your money back if you can. If that's what you're in it for, sometimes it's a hobby. Um, Golfing is a hobby, and you don't expect to, play pro to make your money back on the clubs you bought, or all the games that you've paid for to practice. There are certain things, if it's a hobby for you, it's a hobby, then you have that money allocated for that. But if it is a business, when you spend money, you have to make the money back, right? That's the way it goes. If you want to stay in business, and we, knock on wood, have been staying in business for the last 10 years and some odd months, and we'd like to continue doing that. So yes, we really do appreciate it. We hope that you love this pewter line. We hope that you are ready to purchase some of it and use it in your designs. You are going to be some of the first people to get your hands on this in quite a while, for the most part. This line has been through a number of people. People we bought it from, the people that they got the rights from, and I think that's it. So it's not been through many people's hands, but it's been through a number, and you are going to be the first ones to be really getting hands on it in a while, I think. So we want to see what you make with it. That's where that all comes down to. We want to see what your ideas are, how you use it. We're going to be really interested, especially if you're in the Allegory Gallery Design Challenge group on Facebook. If you are in our group, let me post that somewhere. I have. There's the address for that. So, it's facebook.com groups, Allegory Gallery Design Challenges. If you join that group and you purchase this pewter from us, we do hope, I really, really hope that you'll make things with it and post in the group. And sometimes those posts we take and show people how they can use things. We publicize them on our social media. So if you have a company selling jewelry and you use our pewter line, we want to see it so we can share it. And that'll give people an idea of how they can use it, which benefits us. And if you are selling it, it benefits you to reach a larger audience, or possibly a larger audience, with us sharing, right? Let's see here. Marion says, we appreciate all your honesty. I hope so. I hope, sometimes maybe we overshare and people are like, why are they telling me this? But, we feel that being open and honest is the best way to do business. And that includes a lot of things. Now, some things we have to keep under our hat for a while, or there's certain things that are proprietary information, but, we like to let you know what's going on. Melanie asks, when are you on for the GBE? I could take a look at the calendar, but I'm being lazy. Melanie, we are the very first presenter. We are generally always the first presenter. We will be on Saturday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time on the Great Bead Extravaganza. If you go to thegreatbeadextravaganza.com, thegreatbeadextravaganza.com, you will see the list there. I have it up here. That's why I'm like leaning. I'm touching my touch screen and I'm moving. We are at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's also 8:30 a.m. Pacific Time. If you're in between there, you can do the +1 2, -1 2. But yeah, so you'll be able to see us then. Starting off, we kick off the Great Bead Extravaganza. During all the events so far, we have been the one to kick it off, and so we are first thing in the morning, and yeah. It's going to be an exciting time. It's going to be no spoilers. No spoilers. The only spoiler is that I hope to have a lot of this pewter, if not all of the pewter line, in the online store by then. We'll see how it goes. We're super busy with things. But Andrew and I both have some work to do. And I think we'll be able to do dedicated work on our own projects here. Hopefully today and tomorrow. We'll see. But it's exciting times, exciting times. Marion says, while I have sold a couple of pieces, it's mostly a hobby for her. So that's good, right? It is. You have to have a hobby, I think. I don't quite know what my hobby is exactly. I like tech stuff. I like reading about tech stuff. I guess keeping up on tech stuff is kind of a hobby of mine. But I think it's important for people to have a hobby. And I think it's important that people have hobbies that they don't feel the need to turn into a business, right? I think with the pandemic, a lot of things, um, a lot of people had to really push, including us, to keep alive and keep going and not not um, run out of funds, or especially people who unfortunately lost jobs, and a lot of bad things happened, and so many people were kind of forced or made their way into using their hobby as a way to make money. And that's fine, that's great if you can do it and to keep things going. And but I also hope that people can get back to having a hobby for the sake of having a hobby, right? And just having a time to kind of rest and give yourself that personal time, right? I think that's very important. And so anyway, that's good for you is all I'm trying to say, Marianne. Good for you that you're using it as a hobby. um, let's see what else is going on. What else is everyone saying? Rosie's tuning in from Buena Park. Thank you so much. Diane says, I have some gift cards to spend. Nice. I see you spent some the other day. I saw them. I saw your order go through, so thank you so much. Let's see here. Amanda says, I'm really looking forward to the TGBE event this weekend. We are too. We are too. There's so much going on. You've seen some previews and some things that people are going to be doing through the takeover days. So I hope you enjoyed. How do you like the takeover days? Do you think they're worthwhile? Do you think they're fun? For those of you who are out there in the Great Bead Extravaganza group and in that atmosphere, what do you think of the takeover days? Are you having fun during those? I hope so. I hope you had fun during those. Susan says, yes, open and honest is best. We think so too. We think so too. Michelle says, I sell almost all mine. See, if you use our pewter line, or if you use beads from Allegory Gallery at all in your designs, and you tag us when you show them on social media, we will most likely share them also. We do a lot of sharing when we get tagged. Now, we can't go out in the world and just, look through all of you all who are buying stuff from us and hope we see something that you've made with our stuff. But if you purposefully tag us, hashtag us or @ us on Instagram or Facebook. Instagram's usually much better for that. Facebook, sometimes we don't see stuff, or it doesn't let us see stuff, especially if you don't make it public. That's one of the biggest things. We get tagged a lot and we can't actually see them because they're not public. So that's one of the important things too. But if we see something you made and you tag us, we're happy to share it too. And we share it with all of our fans and our supporters out there as well. We usually put it in our stories, which reaches our 8,000 some Facebook followers and 1,000 something Instagram people. So we do try. So definitely, Michelle, tag us. Anyone out there, tag us if you are if you are using our beads, especially this new pewter line. We're going to be excited to see what you make with them. Donna says, also helps with depression. Hobbies, yeah, they do. They really help with depression. They really, really help with depression. And, anything that is for you and that you enjoy doing, and you spend time doing things that you enjoy doing, right? It helps you center yourself and come back to you. I know I need to do that sometimes. So there's nothing wrong with that. And I think it's beneficial for everyone. Let's see here. Sarah says, I would rather get my money back for materials and donate any profits to charity, but many get upset who are trying to sell for a living. Well, I guess there's that, but if you're doing things for charity, that's a worthwhile thing too. And if people get upset because you're selling things for charity and other people are making things for a living, I get it. I get it. I guess maybe you're selling them for less or something because you're just donating. But, that's then people have to make nice stuff that people want to buy, right? I don't know what to say about that because they're really two different things, I think. And I don't think you should worry about people who are upset about trying to now, I don't know. It's a hard thing, right? but it's fortunate if you're in a position that you can donate money to charity and you don't need to necessarily make money on things. And I think that's a worthwhile thing. So, if people get upset, of course, you're going to upset someone doing anything in life. I probably upset people in these videos almost every time I do a Let's Chat because I talk about the way I feel about things, and some people probably disagree. But, you have to do what's right in your heart and what you feel is right for you. And yeah, there will be people who get upset over anything these days. And I can guarantee that. But I think donating to charity is a worthwhile thing. Michelle says beading is very relaxing. It is for a lot of people, right? It can put you in that kind of meditative state, or in the flow state, as they call it, where time just passes by and you're just so involved in what you're doing, and that's all good for your brain. And they've shown benefits to that kind of state for people, both meditative and the flow state. Oh, Diane says, my birthday is tomorrow. My mom now knows to buy me gift cards for AG. Nice, nice. Well, happy birthday if we don't see you. I don't know if we'll be doing a lot of lives. I don't know if we'll do another live tomorrow. We have the preview night for the Great Bead Extravaganza is happening tomorrow. So the preview night is going to be, we're going to have the preview party for Spring Fling, and that is going to be 5 p.m. Pacific time or 8 p.m. Well, and it's the same time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. All right, so starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow, we're going to have the preview night for the Great Bead Extravaganza, and you're going to get a taste of what people are going to be talking about maybe, or what sales are going to be happening, or what everyone's going to be doing. We leave the preview night up to each company to talk about what they want to show and talk about during that night. So we do hope that you enjoy that. And if you want to get kind of a sneak peek, definitely tune in tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific, to check out what's happening over the next 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, for the Great Bead Extravaganza. Amanda says, takeover days are fantastic. Norma loves the takeover days as well. Melanie loves the takeover days. Good. Cynthia says, I love the takeover days. They are full of interesting and fun things. Great. I'm glad. Michelle says they are fun as well. Yeah, I think, we use the takeover days generally. I mean, we had some sales. We had some quick sales, flash sales, some hour-long sales where we gave 25% off of some things. I don't think we have ever in the 10.5 year history of Allegory Gallery done any sale at 25% off. I can't remember doing it. I think the most we usually go to is 20. When Andrew said he wanted to do 25% flash sales, I was like, maybe. But since they were a flash sale, I felt like that's okay. We can do that. And wow, if you saw some of those gemstones Andrew picked out for his favorites, 25% off some of those. There were like $400 or $500 strands there, and getting 25% off of those, amazing. So if you grabbed or snagged any of those, congratulations, because that is the biggest sale that we will ever do, or have ever done, at least. I doubt we'll go much bigger than that. And definitely we don't do 25% off during the Great Bead Extravaganza. It's more like 15, 20 sometimes. So, but we're going to see what we're going to do. So our takeover day, a lot of times, we do the discounts, we do the giveaways, which we still have a giveaway up, and you can still, as I talked about earlier in this video, you can still go to the YouTube post that we did and answer the questions and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can be entered to win. I think that's a $50 gift certificate to the online store. So a free $50 somebody's going to get just for answering some questions and subscribing to our YouTube channel. How great is that? Now, if you went, we also did a scavenger hunt, 2 different scavenger hunts. We did a Dolly Parton and a Cher scavenger hunt through the online store. And the winners of those are going to get, I think it's a prize package worth $100 for each. So there are one winner for each of those. So we did that. But we like to use the takeover days, for that fun stuff, but also to give you a glimpse into who we are at Allegory Gallery, Andrew and William, and what we do and why we do what we do. So hopefully you learned a little bit about us and are interested to see more, we hope. And we will continue, we always like to show you who we are. And so if you watch us oftentimes you'll hear stories or we'll talk about personal things. And we try not to mix too much personal because we know some people don't like that. And you generally won't see personal things coming up on our news feed. So on our timelines, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, wherever, we don't post personal stuff on the business page. But sometimes you'll hear stuff like on these Let's Chats, I'll talk about things. And we like that because we like to get to know you too. And we think it's only fair that you get to know us and who you're dealing with. We're big proponents of dealing with people who you trust and dealing with people who you know and that you want to support. You can go to, there are so many places where you shop these days that you don't know who you're supporting, or you may not want to support, but you have to. Like, there are some big box chains that you may not want to support the people who own them or who run them, but it's convenient or it's the only thing located in your area, right? And we think that in a day and time of being forced into certain things, some people, we live in a rural area. We don't have as much available to us as some people in cities. And there are people who live more rural than us. And so we believe that, technology is able to bring us into your homes. And the fact that we have this ability to reach you, we think it's only fair that if you're going to do business with us, that you know the people you're doing business with. And, we like that too. So, yeah, anyway, that's what we like to use during our takeover days, is to be able to show you who we are, give you a little insight into us, and get to know us better. Susan said, I really enjoyed the Star Cottage Studio and Allegory Gallery tours. Thank you. Yeah, we like doing tours once in a while. We don't do them too often because, things don't change all that much, from day to day, but from month to month, there are a lot of changes. So every once in a while, we like to do a tour. I'm glad you like them. Diane says, I like the takeover days. It's so much content during the week when I work that I can't catch it all, but I like what I can catch. Yeah, and you can always go back, right? You can always go back. And you were one of the people that did take advantage, I think, of one of those sales. So good job. Good job on the flash sale on taking advantage of that. Terry says, the takeovers are fun, especially for new members of the TGB. It's a nice way to introduce them to the creative minds. I think so too, well, I've said a lot about that, but I do. I think it's good to know who you're doing business with. I guess that's all what it comes down to. And I think it's good to, feel like you have a personal connection. Because we like to have that connection with you all. We like to get to know who you are. And, Allegory Gallery, as we've always said, was built on community and knowing our community and building community. And whether that's in store here in our retail store or online with all of you, it's important to us to know our community and know who you are and be a part of all of you. Let's see here. What else is going on? Melanie says, sounds like the pewter line will go perfect with the last beads I bought from you guys. I hope so. I hope you all enjoy them. Right now, because we're working with inventory on the pewter line that has already been done, we're going to have various amounts of things. So this stuff, though, a lot of it is pewter that has been plated in gold, silver, antique copper, and I think there's an antique silver. There's some different platings. So we're going to have those available as well. At first, I'm going to warn you, at first, we may just have a pull down list. We may have one picture as a graphic to show you the design, but we may not have pictures of every single color in every single thing. We're going to work on that as time goes by, but to get these up and get them posted so you can all see what they are, most of the photos we have are going to be one very nice, front picture of the design in a particular finish. And then there'll be a drop-down list to be able to choose other finishes, but I won't necessarily have photos of every exact finish of every exact bead right away. So, but if you take a look through the line, there will be pictures of each finish. It may not be in the design you want, but at least you can see what the other finishes look like. And we'll try and put in the description what finish is being shown in that photo, so that you can get kind of an idea. It just would not be possible for me to take extra photos of every single color and finish yet if we want to try and get them on by the weekend. So I'm just letting you know that. But the line is beautiful. It has a lot of different finishes for each piece. In general, some of them we don't have everything. But once we get into production with them, we will be able to fill holes that we have right now, especially, and we will also, like I said, we should be able to wholesale all of this. So that's what we're looking forward to. And we're looking forward to just getting you the beads and getting them in your hands so that you can make stuff with them and show us and show the world what you're doing with them. Diane says, someone is always going to be upset about something, right? And that's the truth. You can try and we try to do all the good we possibly can, but there are people who are constantly upset with some things that we do and things that we say and things that we are. And so that's okay. They're not for us. And I think Andrew talked about this at one point. We don't mean that in a crass way that you can go somewhere else, or, we don't mean that in a mean way. We just mean it's true. We are not the only bead supplier out there. We like to think we are quality. We like to think that we give you great deals on great beads and beautiful things, but we are not the only ones. And if you don't mesh with us, that's okay, right? We don't mesh with everyone we meet, and that's okay. We mean that wholeheartedly. We're not going to take offense. It's better not to tell us. We don't really want to know why, but it is okay, right? And we have enough people out there like you all who watch these videos regularly who do support us and do care where your things come from. And, you like the fact that we touch everything that we bring in. It's hands-on, every single thing we pick out, we touch, we inspect to make sure that it's something that we want to pass along to you. As I always say on these, often say, we're not going to sell you something if we wouldn't use it in our own designs, in our own work. So that's what it really comes down to. Now, of course, not everything is something that engages us that we would use, but it has to be of the quality that we would definitely use, right? Not everyone likes the same thing, and that's the same for us. We are not going to use every single bead in this store. It's not our style, or doesn't jive with the things we make, but we want it to be of the quality, that it would be the quality enough for us to use, and the beauty enough for us to use. And when it is, we pass it on to you, right? We put it up for sale. When it's not, we either send it back, or sometimes small things like that, things that that aren't, of the best quality, end up going into, like, we have a little treasure chest here for kids mainly. Some adults get it, but it's a little treasure chest, and beads get in there and they pack them into bags. So if we get a broken strand, or if we get something that, just doesn't quite fit what we would normally sell, we put it in the treasure chest and kids can have at it. They get a really good deal on a full bag of little treasures for themselves. Marianne says, there's a market of all kinds of goods, so just because you donate your profits, ignore the naysayers. I agree. Sarah says, I love using art as therapy. I've been doing a lot of beading and working with epoxy clay lately. Nice. It's good to see you getting into epoxy clay. It's a lot of fun, right? I think so. And Christy Friesen, our friend in the TGBE, and friend before that, longtime friend, does really great work with epoxy and polymer clays. Hello, Cindy. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. Susan says, my mother-in-law is doing better with some health issues. That's good. She's not out of the woods just yet, but she seemed better when we spoke with her yesterday. Good. That's good. I'm glad she's doing better and improving. Improving is what we like, right? Diane says, I snagged my strand of Roman glass that I've been wanting during one of those sales. Good. Yeah, I think Andrew put Roman glass in his favorites. So it was 25% off the Roman glass strands, which are already an amazing deal at only $40 each. But yeah, That's great. I'm glad you snagged that, and you got to use your gift cards on it too, which is nice. We get this question a lot, Terry. When you have those spendy strands, do you ever consider breaking them into smaller strands? Sometimes, but most of the time, no. If they get listed as the full strand, we're trying to sell them as the full strand. We get that question a lot. We also get the question that goes with it: will you break this up if a friend and I buy it? No. And that's not to be mean. We just don't have the capacity. We are maxed out most of the time with just trying to keep up with shipping as it is, and keep up with picking orders and creating new things for you all to purchase and getting them listed. And it's just so much work that we don't have time to count out the beads and separate them into separate strands and baggies for everyone and ship them out. That we just can't. I wish we could afford to hire people to do things like that and to do special custom orders like that. It's just not possible. So what we often recommend is, if it is a spendy strand, find a friend or friends that will go in on it with you. One person has to, of course, purchase it and get it shipped to them, but then you can divide it out amongst yourselves. There are so many easy ways with Venmo and Apple Pay and Cash, Square Cash, to easily send money around the world and to everybody and split it up. So that's what we recommend. We do get the question a lot, though. But the thing is, if no one were ever buying those spendy strands, we would probably do it. And I hate to even say this because I don't want people to stop buying them, but we do have a number of people who appreciate being able to purchase a full strand of, like, for example, giant sapphires. And while they are spendy in some, like, $400 or $500 a strand, that is an exceptional price for those sapphires. I just pulled that strand because that's what I was talking about earlier. So really, those really should probably be double the price. But we got a good deal, so do you. And we have a lot of people out there, not a lot, but we have a number of people out there who appreciate that kind of item, that kind of quality, that kind of thing, that they can't just find just anywhere. Finding sapphires like that, for example, you're not going to just go to anyone online and find them, knowing that the quality is there, knowing that they've approved them and been hands-on with them, and all that stuff. So it really is, we get the question a lot, but we also do have people who do purchase those things. So we try to have a little bit for everyone, right? And yes, somebody could purchase 3 strands at a lower price, but there is something about getting just that full strand experience sometimes, right? Even if they are costly. So we do get that question, and I'm sorry. We would love to be able to break things up a little more easily for you, but with all the inquiries we get, and just adding something else like that to the pile, we've just never been able to do. Maybe someday we'll be able to do that. If we purchased like 6 of those strands, then we would probably do something like that. And we have done that when we buy in quantity. At any time, and things are a little bit more expensive in quantity, then sometimes we do break them down. But for most of these things that are expensive, we have 1 strand of, or maybe 2. One goes in the store, one goes online. So really, generally we don't. So I guess hopefully that's an answer. Hello, Lorraine. Thank you for tuning in. Terry also says, the scavenger hunt drove me crazy. So fun, right? Yeah, you had to go through all the listings. You had to find the pictures in the listings. I think that's fun. It is probably a little maddening, right? But hopefully you learned a lot about what's in our online store that way, which was the point, right? That's one of the biggest points. We're not going to, I think that was what, $100 surprise. Was that the $100, or was that a bunch of kits? I can't remember which ones they are. But if we're going to give you a really good surprise type of bonus for answering that, we got to make it a little challenging, right? We want you to learn a little bit about what we have. Brooke says, I almost went off my couch when I found the correct dolly, right? Yeah, it was, and it's a race, right? Because other people are looking at the same time. So that's even a little bit more crazy, right? Knowing that all these people are probably looking, trying to find it. And you got to be the first. Melanie said, so sad I missed the scavenger hunt. I didn't see it come up on my feed. When was it? You have to have notifications on, right? Went notifications on for the Great Bead Extravaganza. That was during our takeover day, which was on Tuesday. Every hour on the hour, we had a new post pop up from midnight at midnight in very early Tuesday morning all the way through midnight Tuesday night. We had so it's what, 24, 23? I don't know, we didn't do one on midnight at exactly midnight because it was over. So what, 23, 24? I don't know, whatever posts we had published. Some of those were lives, but most of them were scheduled posts like the scavenger hunts and the trivia questions and things like that. So we wanted to make it a little bit more fun, not just give you details about us, but also make it a little fun to play around too. Donna says, love the cooperation you all have between trusted artists, right? Isn't it great? The Great Bead Extravaganza is an amazing event. It was really an amazing event. Susan says, when possible, I try to support local businesses, not always practical, but we do when we can. Yeah, right. We're in a small town of small businesses and we can't always buy everything from them, right? But we do try to spread the wealth around, right? Whenever you can. And I think that's important. If you like your small businesses and you want them to survive, you have to, right? We've seen so many, like here in Western Pennsylvania, where we are, there are a lot of small towns that used to have a main street, a typical USA main street. You have the post office, you have the small shops, you have the grocer, and so many of them have gone away. And it's really sad. A lot of times what happens is bypasses are built. And while everyone loves a bypass because it makes things fast and you get to places faster, it also has destroyed so many towns and cities around here. Johnstown is a very good example of that. Johnstown used to be a very big steel town. Bethlehem Steel was there for many years. My grandfather worked there. And it was a very well-known town for a long time. And then a bypass was built to bypass Johnstown, and it pretty much died. They are working exceptionally hard to try to bring Johnstown back. They're working on all different things. The arts, Johnstown has a long history of artists, which a lot of people don't even know. But that's one of the reasons we are looking at Johnstown as a place where we might do some pop-up shops and things like that. And we really want to see the revitalization of Johnstown happen. And it is beginning to happen. And there are a lot of people who are putting in a lot of work over the last 10 or 15 years to make that happen. But it's hard when you have a bypass that people use and they don't have to come through town. It's hard to get people to go backwards, right? It's hard to get people to decide to drive through town when you can avoid it and get to your destination faster. So it's very important, I think, that if you have small businesses around you, as Susan said, when you can, when it's practical, when it works for you, that you support them. Because otherwise, not only does the loss of small business hurt the business and the economy in general, but your entire town can fall apart. There have been so many beautiful little towns around us that once they lost their main street shops, once one starts going, then another, and once there's no draw for people to actually come to that town, the town just starts to decay. And it's really sad. It's really sad. But a lot of times that main street, we call it just Main Street. That's the small towns, that's the shops, it's the grocers, that's, all those mom and pop shops, as they call them. Or as we like to say, mom and pop these days. Any of those shops, that brick and mortar, once you lose a few, people sometimes stop visiting. And then once you lose all of them, you're left with empty buildings on a main street that no one's driving through anymore. Property values go down and things can get worse from there. So if you do have small businesses around you, or even if they're online, like we're coming to you online, you are helping in a small business whenever you purchase from us. You may not be local, but you are helping not only this small business, but Ligonier and this economy in general, right? And we certainly appreciate it. And we're glad for your help, and we're glad for your support. Hello, Linda. Thank you for joining us today. Michelle said that's how I found you guys on the TGBE. We're glad that worked. Andrew and Sarah brainstorming, coming up with amazing ideas, and that's how the TGBE was created, from Andrew here at Allegory Gallery and Sarah at Softlex. Wanted to do something to, help other small businesses as we help ourselves during the pandemic and during these hard times. So we're glad that has brought you to us, and we hope that you all like the TGBE and what everyone has for you. Cindy says, sadly, I will miss most of Saturday of the TGBE due to a prior commitment, but I'll be there Sunday. And don't forget, everybody, this is a good way to kind of introduce that. You can watch the rewatch. All of the presentations are rewatchable. So if you miss them on Saturday or on Sunday, you can go back and rewatch. Now, the most fun is to be there during the event. And Andrew and I generally have the TV on, or if I'm at the store, I have it on my computer, and we watch all day long, both days. We try very hard to watch everyone's presentation and participate in them all, because we think all this stuff is just amazing, as you all do, right? A lot of people are doing things we don't do, or they come up with new ideas that we didn't think of. So we think it's just as fun as all of you do. So we enjoy it, and we hope that you do too, and we hope that you can watch both days. But if not, everything will be available for rewatch. And many of the businesses stream in the TGBE and other places as well. So most of that will be available on the, like we will be streaming in the TGBE, but also on our personal or on our Facebook page generally, and probably on our YouTube. We generally stream to all three at once. So if you do, just the reason I'm saying all that, if you miss something and you can't find it in the TGBE group for some reason or something like that, a lot of them, if you go to their own personal Facebook pages or each company's Facebook page, you might be able to find the rewatches there as well. Oh, let's see here. Sarah, the pewter line, yes, of course. Lead nickel free. Nothing bad in our pewter line. We wouldn't do that. That's the kind of thing. Right? Quality, always quality. Lead, nickel, cadmium free. Could you talk about plating in general? Not sure what you want to know. Things are plated. There are multiple ways to plate things, but I don't want to get into that too much. We'll talk about it more when we probably have that done and when we go in to do things. But there are multiple ways to plate things, and I'd rather, once we get it set up and once we get it going, we'll let you know the way we have things plated and what we do with them. So I don't want to go into too much detail about that, because there could be a lot. But this will be pewter. It will be plated. I don't think any of the pewter that we received is raw pewter. So it's all plated. All the pieces that we have are plated in some way. Susan says the treasure chest is a great idea. Yeah, that's something that Andrew came up with when he was running the store. Andrew ran the store for the first 4 years. Many people don't know that because they see me now. But Andrew ran the store for the first 4 years while I worked my other job to help pay the bills. We've been very lucky at Allegory Gallery. Allegory Gallery has always at least broke even from the very beginning. But that also took a lot of work on our parts, and to also have another job that paid our house bills and all that. Now we live off of the store entirely. So we're very thankful for that too. But we've been very lucky. But yeah, anyway, Andrew was in the store for the first 4 years, and kids would come in a lot of times, and it's always fun. So it used to be in an actual chest, and now it's in a little bowl, well, a big bowl. But we got to get our chest back, I think. But yeah, there are some rules to the treasure chest. You're not allowed to pick. There's a spoon, and you can aim the spoon, but you can't pick one by one. So we made that rule after an adult spent literally 6 or 7 hours, the entire day the store was open, picking one 2x3 bag of beads. That's right, for $5. And so we made the rule, you're not allowed to pick, you have to aim the spoon. So there are rules, right? But it's fun. It's all in fun, and kids usually love it. Melanie says, I'll take quality over quantity any day. That's our thing, right? That's what we believe. And that's why we are very selective in the beads that we bring in and the beads and the items that we sell to you. We want things to be made of quality. Even if they're inexpensive, we want them to be of quality. So we try our best to do that. Susan says, we are going to hear a band, Thievery Corporation, this Saturday. First concert since the start of the pandemic. That's fun, right? It's fun to be able to get to go places again, I think. Oh, let's see here. Terry, about the cutting up strands. I completely understand and appreciate your detailed answer. Clearly, I have excellent taste in gemstones, right? It's hard to have good taste, right? It's expensive sometimes to have good taste, but we get it. We get it. But also remember, you can, on our online store, and it all depends if you're approved for it, but you can also make payments using Shop Pay. So you can sign up to have payments done. So that's always something you can do too. And if that doesn't work out for you, we can't do it for everybody. Like if we get 20 people asking us, it's not gonna work. But for those big purchases, for something that is, takes a bit longer, even if you're not approved for those kind of things, because I know, believe me, we have been through everything. We've had good credit, we've had bad credit. And that's how a lot of these things are decided, right? As fair or unfair as that is, that's how most of the world works right now, is what your credit score is. And like I said, Andrew's been through student loans. He's been through a lot with that. He's had good credit. I've had good credit. I've had bad credit. Andrew's had bad credit. We get it. We've been through the whole thing. Try starting a store when your credit's not great, right? So we get that. And if you do have a huge purchase that you would like to make, even if it's not huge, it doesn't have to be giant. We're not talking like $10,000 or something, but if you have a larger purchase that you're having a hard time with, we have on a case-by-case basis. Mainly it depends on how much we know you, how much we've seen you, how much we do business with you. We can sometimes work that out, where we can work with you on payment plans. It's going to be something that generally, the way we normally have to do it, because we also can't, it takes a lot to track this stuff, and so it's usually a payment plan that your payments are being made. They are not refundable, but if you continue with the payments, which most people do, we have had very few problems with doing this, because we don't do it often, like I said. But for somebody that we know very well, that we've seen you around, you've been a follower for a long time or a supporter for a long time, we can sometimes work that out, and we can break it up into multiple payments. We can come to an agreement on the time period that you pay it off in. Like I said, we're a business, better credit now, and hopefully things keep going up and up, but there are times when we need to break things down into payments. It happens, and we are appreciative of our vendors and our suppliers who allow us to do that. And so we like to pass that on when we can to people that we know and we trust. So if you ever do, and you are somebody who watches this and shops with us often, or at least we know, if you ever do want to purchase something larger, you can talk to us. You can send us an email. I'll throw that up here too, and you can ask us about any payment plans that we can do. But first, do please try to use what is available on the online store, which is the Shop Pay payment system. And that's the easiest way, because that's out of our hands. I don't have to worry about it. And I don't have to track it. I don't have to remind people anything about it. It just happens. So there's always that first and foremost. But like I said, everyone's different. Everyone has different social, situations. Everybody goes through hard times here and there. That doesn't mean you don't deserve nice things sometimes, right? Um, and so we like to help if we can with any of that. Let's see here. What else is going on? Oh, Joanne says, congratulations on the pewter line. I'm looking forward to seeing these new goodies. Me too. I haven't even seen them all in person. They were all packed up. I took a look at a bunch of them, but quickly. So I'm interested to go through them. I can't wait. Marion says, so I should not admit I am trying to get a job with a big box store. Why not? A job, you need a job, right? If you need a job, you need a job. There's nothing wrong with a big box store. Never said there's anything wrong with them. Sometimes they are a necessary evil, and sometimes they are a great thing, right? It's when you don't want to support them and you're forced to support them that is hard, right? And so, big box stores can hurt small businesses. It's been proven. It happens. There are some big box stores that have hurt a number of small businesses, but ultimately that's because people decided to shop with them. And maybe it was a little cheaper, or maybe it was more convenient, but they stopped shopping with their small businesses. That's what happened, right? So it really is the people's choice. You can choose, and sometimes it's a little bit more, but you can choose to spend more and shop small, or you can choose sometimes to spend less or spend more conveniently and shop big. It's all up to the people. There's nothing inherently evil, I think, with either one or either situation. It's just the choices you make or have to make. Some people have to make them, and we get that. Let's see, what else is everyone saying? Marion says, so the money from your other job is mad money. My other job? No, that helps pay the bills too. If I pay the bills with that money, we can spend more to buy stuff to sell to you here. Instead of paying, the electric bill here, I use my money to pay the electric bill, and we buy gemstones for you all. So it is not mad money, how much I wish it were. Yeah, if I had that money for mad money, I would have lots of fun technology. I'll tell you that. But no, it all goes to, we don't spend on mad money things. I honestly can't tell you the last time I bought a new pair of pants or new shoes, which my shoes are like practically falling apart. So I do have to go get new shoes soon. But no, we don't spend like that. Everything goes back into the businesses pretty much. The most decadent thing we do is sometimes we eat out, or do takeout with our money. But everything pretty much goes back into sometimes it goes to groceries, sometimes it goes to cat food, but those are all necessities. And no, I wish I had mad money. I wish. Someday maybe, someday, but we'll see. So yeah. Oh, one other thing I was going to show you today. I'll just show you real quick. I know a number of you like our Peruvian stuff, and we found a little cache of Peruvian vessels. So they're glazed inside too. This one, I don't know if you can see, this is a dragon. Try and get it on the screen. There's the dragon's face. We have the dragon. Whoops, knocking things over. So we have that one. We have, what is this one? We have some skulls. Let's see if I can get this one out of the bag. I don't know how they got this in the bag. There it is. We have the skull. And again, these all do open. You can put stuff in them if you want to. They're glazed inside. So we have the skull, we have the dragon, and we have Oh, the butterfly. The butterfly one's really pretty. They're all really pretty, actually. They are raku glazed raku. There's the butterfly one. You can see. Butterfly with flowers. And also opens, glazed inside. So you can put stuff in there if you want. Excuse me, even liquids. These are now going to be in the online store. We had some of these in the online store before, and I think many of them have sold out. But we found a box of them, these 3 designs, hiding out somewhere. Don't know why. But we have them, and you can soon purchase them. I have them in the online store, ready to go live. I just have to check over them and do a quick, proofreading edit, and then they'll be in the online store. They'll be online store probably right after this video. Just give me a few minutes after this video for me to check them out, and you can put them. You can get them. You can get them. Okay. There's only there's 2 of the dragons and 3 of the skulls and 3 of the butterflies. So that's all there's going to be. The Peruvian warehouses and factories have shut down over COVID. They are not reopening, unfortunately. So that's all we'll ever have. So if you like them, grab them. Grab them. All right. I think that's it. Anyone else have any questions? Anything else you're doing? Let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to get back to work on getting the pewter line in the online store and getting it listed for all of you to purchase. Hopefully, like I said, on Saturday during the Great Bead Extravaganza. And trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think so. Andrew's at his class today. He went up to, he had a meeting with somebody earlier today in Pittsburgh, and then he went up to do his his kind of residency there that he's doing, artist in residence program, and then he has a class tonight on enameling. So he'll be getting back late, so I'll have some time to myself to go up to the cottage and kind of work through some of these bins and bins and bins and bins and bins of pewter. All right. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you are having a wonderful week. And I hope you're going to be ready for an amazing weekend watching the Great Bead Extravaganza. If you have not joined the Great Bead Extravaganza group, the only thing I have right now, just search for the Great Bead Extravaganza on Facebook. Where is it? I had it here. There it is. That's all I've got. But you can search that on the Facebook period, and join the group. Like the page too. Go like and follow the Great Bead Extravaganza page. We have both a page and we have a group. So the group was the thing we started out with. We started a little backward, but the group allowed us to be able to share with the community easier than a page does. And we weren't sure the Great Bead Extravaganza was going to be more than a one-time thing, and it has been, and it's been great. So we created a page for it now. So if you don't like the page, please go like the page too. Let's see here. So, that's it. That's all I've got for you. All right. So thank you all so much for tuning in, and we will see you back here. I might be back tomorrow. We'll see. We might be skipping tomorrow because we'll be doing the preview night for the Great Bead Extravaganza, and we have, all that. Yeah. So I don't know if I'll be here tomorrow, but we'll see. We might go right into the evening with the preview night. So if we don't see you here, we'll try and post on our Facebook timeline to let you all know. And have a good night, everyone, or morning, wherever you are in the world. Have a great one, and we'll see you back here very soon. All right, everyone. Bye now.